And Matthew, all steeped from the milk, all steeped in the world of Shires and Clydesdales. Exported horses, bred horses, bred champions, like numerical champions like you would.
I didn't even see them, to be honest with you.
And they've exported all over the world. But
should see power when we get rain.
Here second. They were victorious at Lordsley Shed 2 years ago. Well done indeed to Alice Finley, Moorfield Nancy, 1817. So well done indeed to Abigail Webster and Daresbrook Mark.
taking a nice let up now because nobody's gone home. Nobody knows when they're going back.
Work with him. Cheers. Anyone else is a fiver? No.
Stallion class and 10-minute courses to the right swing.
Morning, Jane. You okay? Oh, how are you? Hello.
Just that's the emergency comes up.
Hey, Claude. Did you get some pictures of the tiny horses? They were beautiful. Here, Claude. Oh, get this on.
So here we go. 3, 2, 1. How are you all doing? You all alright? Fantastic. Now my name's Trev and I've come all the way from lovely Devon to be here with you at the Great Yorkshire Show. And it's great to be here. Who out there has seen the sheep show before? Several of you? Guys, it's the same show. Yeah, is that all right? Fantastic. So who hasn't seen the sheep show before? Wow, lots of you. Right, those of you who've seen it, bear with me. Those of you who haven't, you're in for a real treat. This is what's going to happen. First of all, a wild sheep will come out of the portal. They will come up completely unaided. They'll read their name, they'll stand on their own podium, and then they're going to come out to lots of clapping from you guys, yes? Fantastic. Then ladies, we've got the live striptease. No, it's not me. No. What do you mean good? We're going to get a sheep naked live on stage. And then we're going to pass the show back over to the stars of the sheep world. And we're going to have the famous dancing sheep. So let's bring out the first sheep. Now this guy here, he's a little bit of a legend in the sheep world. He's a little bit of a hero in the sheep world. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's have a big round of applause for Nobby, the Norfolk Horn. Here he comes. Here he is. Woo! Look at that. See, I told you he could read, didn't I? Hey, look at that. Woo! Yes. Now this guy here, where he comes from, in Norfolk, there's actually more churches per square mile than there is anywhere else on the planet. What those churches did many years ago is that they took the fleece off his back and they sold it to the rich Europeans. That gave the church great wealth, took our great country many different ways, but we know our history. Unfortunately for Nobby, he's actually nearly extinct. There's only about 1,500 of him left in the world. Now you might think if he's that much of a hero, that much of a legend, why is he nearly extinct? Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. First of all, we're going to bring out the next sheep. Let's go, girls. Yes, we're going to bring out the next sheep. She's a little bit of a cutie. She's actually the smallest sheep that we have here on the sheep show. So let's have a big round of applause for Susie, the Southdown. Here she comes. Suze, read your name, love. Here she is, look. Wow. Look at her. Wow. Wow. Doesn't she look yummy? Now, Nobby, he's a legend in this country. Susie, she done one better. She went global. She went to New Zealand. She went to South Africa. She even went to Australia. And she went there for a couple of reasons. First reason is this, her fleece. It is some of the finest wool that we have on any of our sheep today. Great for clothes that are close to our skin. Things like vest, pants, socks, things like that. She also went there for another reason, and, well, we got to come up here out of earshot for this one. She's got some of the sweetest tasting lamb chops you've ever tasted. Now, Nobby here, he likes the jet set lifestyle in his ladies, and took our Susie out on a date. That date got romantic. That romance resulted in the #1 breeding sheep in the world. Oh yes, he is the sexiest sheep I know. So ladies and gents, let's have a big round of applause for Sam, the Suffolk. Here he comes. Woo! Here he is. Woo! Yeah, boy. How you doing? You alright? Good lad. Here he is. Woo! Yes. Now this guy. What are you ladies looking at? It's making the rest of us blokes feel a little bit inadequate, I tell you. Now, this guy here, he's what we would call a terminal sire. And for you kids out there that perhaps don't know what that is, it's a great job. He's got about 150 wives he's only got to see for 6 weeks of the year. All the love, none of the hassle. Anyway, but what makes this guy here so good? Look, he's taken this nice big long back off his dad. We can actually fit a couple of extra lamb chops in here. He's taken the sweet tasting meat and the fleece off his mum. And that's what makes this guy here so good, because he will actually pass that on to his lambs. Now I said to you that Nobby, nearly extinct, Sam here is actually one of the reasons why. He's come along and he's gone, hey Dad, I can do a better job than you can. Out with the old, in with the new. One of the reasons why Nobby's nearly extinct is Sam's come along and he's just done a better job. So we're going to bring out the next sheep. She's our country girl. She's the first of our long walls. So ladies and gents, let's have a big round of applause for Belinda, the blue-faced Leicester. Here she comes. You know you got it, buddy. Belinda. Come on. In my big truck, gonna open up the doors and turn it up. Gonna stomp my boots in the Georgia mud. Gonna watch you make me tell ya. Oh. See kids, this is what happens if you don't go to school. You can't read properly. Now, this young lady here, her fleece has got a great shine about it, or what we know in the trade as a great luster about it. It's also got quite a nice little curl. Look, some of you ladies pay a fortune for that in the hairdressers, wouldn't you? But she's got one other thing. Now, we've talked about fleece and wool. We've talked about meat. What's the other thing that sheep can give us? And if anybody here says companionship, I'm out of here. Milk, exactly. But did you know there's actually more sheep milked in this world than there are cows? That's because it's good for us. High in protein, high in calcium, high in zinc. Great for the aging process. Look at me. 72. And this young lady here, she's got loads of it. She will actually rear 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 babies all by herself. In my books, that makes her a super mummy. And she's absolutely fantastic at the job. Right, we're going to bring out the next sheep. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for Dougal, the Scotch Blackface. Here he comes.
Well, I know I'm gonna be the man.
Here he is.
When I go out,
Good lad.
well, I know I'm
Good
gonna
lad.
be the man who goes
I've got to be a bit careful with him. He doesn't like me very much. Got a tendency to try and give me a Glasgow kiss. And that ain't romantic, I can tell you. Now, this guy here, he lives right up there on the Highlands of Scotland. And he can cope with all their wind, all their rain, all their sun and all their snow. Because of this, his fleece, really coarse on the outside. But underneath, he'll grow a thick underlayer. Now, we use it in things like carpets, hard-wearing things. We've even started using fleece in aircraft as insulation. Fleece will not catch fire. It will only sit there and smoulder. Now, Dougal's what we would call a hefted sheep, which means he lives up there on the Highlands. He doesn't need any fences around him. He'll wander all the way over to the boundary and go, oh, I don't like it here. And back he'll come. He will only come off the hill once, maybe twice a year. First time for a haircut, second time, bit of a nail polish. Other than that, he will stay on the hill. He will be born on the hill, but he'll also die on the hill. Now we have another romance, because our Belinda here, she went up to Scotland on holiday, saw Dougal and went, hello, you're a little bit of alright. That romance resulted in the #1 breeding female in the UK. Ladies and gents, let's have a big round of applause for Martha, the mule. Here she comes. Pretty woman, walking down the street, pretty woman, the kind I like to eat. Nah, I'm only joking, because she's fab. What she's done is she's actually taken the best of both worlds. She's taken the hardiness from her dad. She can cope with all the UK weather, no problem at all. She's taken the super mummy bit from her mum. She will actually rear 1, 2, maybe even 3 babies, all by herself. Made in the UK, for the UK, only found in the UK. Fantastic sheep. Right, let's bring out the next sheep. Yes, he's the party animal of the sheep world. He's the hippie. Ladies and gents, let's have a big round of applause for Lenny, the Lincoln Longwall. Here he comes. Yeah, man. Woo! Party rock! Here he is, look. Oh, reminds me of Bob Marley. Yeah, not because of the dreads. We struggle to keep him off the grass. Now, something for the dads. Now, we've got about 18 inches of length of wool, or what we would know as staple of wool, on the top of his head. The longest recorded staple of wool on a Lincolnshire Longwool was actually 32 inches. When I clipped him out back in May, I took nearly 10 kilos of wool off his back. Unfortunately for Lenny, he's actually nearly extinct in this country. There's only about 300 of him left. And you might wonder why, when he's got all this fantastic wool. Well, in the late 80s, bottom fell out the wool market. Farmers went away from the wool breeds. They went over to the meat breeds. But fortunately for Lenny, he's got over to Australia. We're not entirely sure how he got there. Me personally, I think Bear Grylls took him on a canoe, but he's got over there. The southern hemisphere do so much more for their wool than what we do here in the northern, but we are getting better with British wool. And if you're going to buy any woolen product, please look for this sign down here, the crook. The crook means that that product is made with British wool. And just to put that into some sort of context, ladies and gents, if every person in this country bought one pair, just one pair of woolen socks each year, it would completely use up this country's wool supply. And that's what's going to help save sheep like Lenny. Now, we're going to bring out the next sheep. Now, this guy here, he's actually a European sheep, comes from a little island off of Holland called Texel. We call it Texel. So, ladies and gents, let's have a big round of applause for Terry the Texel! Here he comes. Here he is, look. Woo! How you doing, Terry? You alright? Good lad. Here he is. Now, this guy here, I brought him back to my farm in North Devon about 7-8 years ago now, and my wife, she looked up to me and she said, "Cool, darling, doesn't he look like you?" I said, "Thank you very much." Must be those ruggish good looks. She said, "Now he's got a big bum." And it's true, that's what he's got. He's actually got a double muscle on the back end. Now, if you think, from here backwards is where all the expensive cuts of meat come from. This guy here absolutely excels. Long back, extra lamb chops, double muscle on his bum, nice big legs of lamb. This guy here helps me as a sheep farmer to produce the lamb that you guys want as consumers. And if you're going to buy lamb, please go to your local butcher. Go to your local farm shop. Because it's where you're going to get the best lamb you can. And also, and more importantly, you're going to know exactly where it's come from. Sorry, I mean, the cable's got all hung up. There, that's better. Right, let's bring out the last sheep. Now, this guy here, he hasn't actually got that much going for him, but we do love him. So, ladies and gents, let's have a big round of applause for Harry the Herdwick. Here he comes. Here he is. Good lad. Now, dear old Harry here, he hasn't actually got that much going for him, really. His fleece, really rubbish. So coarse, it's almost like wire. His lambs will take 2 years to mature, whereas Sam and Terry's here, they'll mature in about 6 to 8 months. But this guy here, he's actually the conservationist of the sheep world. Comes originally from over on the fells of the Lake District. But you'll also find him down with me. Dartmoor, Bodminmoor, Exmoor. And this guy here will eat all the things that these won't. He'll eat things like fern, bracken, heather, brambles. And he will keep those areas of outstanding beauty looking the way they should, so that Mother Nature can thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can I please have a big round of applause for the 9 breeds of sheep that we have here on the Sheep Show. Now, people ask me what I do for a living when I'm not on the Sheep Show. And I'm a sheep farmer, and I was a sheep shearer by trade. And I was taught to shear sheep about 30 plus years ago by my granddad on a little farm right on the edge of Dartmoor. And I was actually taught to shear sheep with a pair of hand shears, very similar to a large pair of scissors. And it used to take us about a week to shear 100 sheep. Shearers these days were shearing between 200 and 400 sheep a day on average. The record stands at 732 sheep in a 9-hour day. Fantastic achievement. And to do that, shearers have had to go over to these. These are the electric clippers. Now, people say to me when I come on some of these shows, they go, "Oh, you're cruel. You shear sheep. You hurt sheep." I want to prove to you boys and girls, your mums and dads, your grannies and grandpas, I don't hurt sheep by using these on my skin. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Look. See? It doesn't hurt. Actually, feels quite nice. Feels a little bit like an electric toothbrush. But it doesn't hurt the sheep. And it's a little bit the same as when Dad has a shave, pulls the skin. What are you laughing at? Pulls the skin down here like Dad and does it like that. And it's a little bit the same with sheep. And I'm hopefully going to show you how. Now, it's at this point in the show, ladies and gents, I have to give you a health and safety briefing. Unfortunately, the health and safety people in our country are wound just a little bit too tight. Wild sheep in cupboard. I open door, sheep runs out. Sheep travel at about 35 miles an hour on the flat. I will catch said sheep. If I miss and the sheep ends up down there with you guys,
I'll be off.
run. Me covered. Right, let's have a little look in here. Are you any good at catching sheep? Yeah? Right. Now, if it ends up down here, all you've got to do is grab hold. Alright? It'll be the ride of your life.
Just don't let go.
If you end up in Skipton, let go. Me and you covered. Alright? Now, it's okay, because normally I'm alright. Oh, you're going to look after your mate as well. Is this your sister? Is it? Oh, that's alright then. You'll be able to do it together. Alright? Now, that looks frightening. And you're worried about sheep. Right, let's crack on. Oh, sorry, Nobby. Here we go. Move that back there. You ready? Yeah, okay. I think it might be a monster in here. Right. Okay, so what we need to do is we need a countdown from 5. Are you ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, I know. They're frightening. Oh, here he comes, hands coming down left hand side, and we're coming on, and here we go. Hang on, I've got to find the handbrake. Okay, now, no photos just for a minute, please, madam. Unless it's for your own benefit, madam, and if it is... Okay, so what we've got to do is we've got to take this sheep out of 4-wheel drive. To do that, place my hand under the chin, turn the head, push down on the bum, and the sheep comes over. You wait till I do the next bit. Pop her back into position. Pop that leg through there, and then we go. Hello, my darling, my name's Trevor, I'm your hairdresser for the day. Now, I just want to point out that this sheep is only 4 months old. And this is the first haircut she's ever had. Yeah, you all go, mums and dads, do you remember your kids' first haircut? They didn't always want to sit still, did they? And if I let one of these tootsies touch the floor, it's going to be the fastest tap dancing show you've ever seen. Now, I said to you, we have to stretch that skin out. That's because sometimes what she'll do is she'll tuck that foot in there like that. She won't let me have it. It's okay. Got a little button I can press. And if I press this button, she goes, hey-ya! And it just helps me to stretch that skin out. Keep it nice and tight. Right, let's see if we can shear this sheep. So, position here between my legs. Pop that leg back through there. Turn the clippers on. And off we go. So we take a little bit of wool off of there to help within a minute. Then we're coming down through here. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm taking the belly wool off of this sheep. Now, bear in mind that this sheep, like I say, she's only 4 months old, but this belly wool she's been lying on for that 4 months. So it's going to be covered in things like poo, mud, grass, and all things like that. Not the best grade wool, but we don't throw it away. What we do is we pop it into a separate pile, and that'll get used for things like felt. Alright? So, here we go then. Let's see if we can shear this sheep. So, clippers back on. Here we go. Up the first leg. Then we come down round here to what some of you ladies might call the bikini line. Now some of you ladies at the end of this might think, do you know what? This chap here, he hasn't done too bad a job. I'm going on holiday in a couple of weeks, so I could do with a tidy up. Ladies, we are doing a special today. 50p! Don't worry if you can't afford it, I'll pay you. Okay, so here we go, back out. We're going to come right back round, making sure we tidy up as we go from the bum, up through the back. Lovely, over we go, and one more. Sit. We nearly lost you. Here we go, sit the sheep up, pop my leg through there, up one side of the neck, out and under the chin, up the other side, round the back of the head. Now you see, what I'm doing here is what I'm doing is holding on to that ear. And it's not that I'm trying to control the sheep, but what I'm doing is making sure I don't cut the ear tags out, because those ear tags, very similar to the chips in your cats and your dogs, and they tell us where this sheep has been, where it's gone, where it's going. Because these days, traceability is very, very important. Now we're coming down over this side. Now normally my bum ends up facing you. It's not my best bit. So I'm going to spin this sheep around so that you can see what I'm doing. Sit her up, pop her head through there. Over this side. Here we go. Over the shoulder. Under the armpit, gonna get under there. Don't want to go in a way looking too European. There we go. Down over this side. Now this side is the side our shearers like, because this is the point at what I'm nearly finished. And I'm gonna get paid for shearing this sheep. And I'm gonna get paid. Belinda, get off my bum! You broke me thing, haven't you? You told. And I'm going to get paid somewhere in the region of about £1.50 for shearing this sheep. Let me sort that out in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there we have one naked sheep, all done. And there she is. Right, let's pop her back down here. There we go, my darling. You ready? Hup. There we are. There we go, down to be with her mates. Right, sort this out a minute. Belinda, will you leave me alone? Yes, you little toad. Yeah. Don't you look at me like that. Right, let's see if I can fit that on there. There we go. So, here we have one pile of lamb's wool. Now lamb's wool, best wool any sheep will ever produce. There's enough wool here probably to make a pair of socks, but it's most expensive wool as well. So how much do you think this is worth? Yes, my darling. £100? Wow, thank you. I like you. Me and you could be friends. £20? Okay. Any other advance? Yes, mate. 15? Okay, good, good. Yeah, let's come down to my mate then, yeah? £300. Dad's looking worried. Okay.
Fiver.
Right, one more. Yes. £2,000. Sold. Would you like it in a bag and delivered? Cool. Wouldn't be bad, would it? Ooh, I might try and buy a few more. But this fleece is gone up. 2 years ago, this would have probably been worth about 20 pence. But people are realising how good it is. It's biodegradable, it's renewable, and it's great for the environment. 30% of its own weight in carbon, never ever lets it go. Every time you wash that pair of socks it's made with, it's not going to put microplastics into the ocean. Fantastic stuff. But it ain't gone up that much. Because this here is probably worth about £3 to £3.50 a kilo. I've got way under half a kilo's worth here. I've probably got about £1.50's worth of fleece. So why does the farmer do it? Because he's going to pay me, the shearer, £1.50 to shear it off. He's going to pay a Rousey. Now here's my Rousey. What she's going to do is she's going to come in, gather the fleece up. You see, as a shearer, I'm paid per sheep. More sheep I shear, more I get paid. I like that. But as a farmer, I want it as clean as possible. No poo, no mud, no grass. Now they call them Rouseys in New Zealand and Australia. In our country, we call them agricultural wool technicians. But they do a fantastic job. So why does the farmer do it? Well, day like today, classic day really. It's muggy, it's warm, flies are about. Blue bottle, green bottle. What they do is they come along, they land on the back of this sheep. Those flies will lay their eggs. Those eggs will turn into maggots. And those maggots will eat this sheep alive within 2 to 3 days. And that's why we shear sheep, ladies and gents, for the welfare of the sheep. Not, as is put out on certain publications by certain organisations, that we do it for the welfare of the farmer. So who wants to see the famous dancing sheep?
Yeah!
Come on then, let's put some music on. We're going to go to there, we're going to go to there, and that's what we're going to do. Right, ladies and gents, what I'd like to do is I'd like to tell you what move each of these sheep is going to do. As we go through our routine, I want lots of clapping, lots of cheering, because the more you clap, the more you cheer, the more they will do. So Terry on the end here does a box step. He'll shake his head side to side, and if you clap loudly enough, he gives me a kiss. Now Martha here, she does the Stevie Wonder shuffle all the way through. Belinda, she's our ballerina. Watch those legs, the leg extension, unreal. Susie, if she can be bothered to get up. Suze, time to get up. She's our tap dancer. Watch those feet, they're like lightning. Nobby, well, we're not sure if it's the Michael Jackson moonwalk or a bit of breakdancing, but all I know is it does my heart no good, because it looks like he's going to fall off every time. Now Sam, well, it's like Friday night at a young farmer's disco. Goes out, wearing his shuffle waistcoat, pair of dealer boots, looking cool. By the end of the night, he ain't got a clue what he's doing, completely uncoordinated, and he's starting to dribble. Anyway, Dougal there, he does the elbow shuffle. Lenny, he'll shake the dreads, bit of a dad dance. Now Harry there, now if you just watch Harry, he does a two-step over there quite nicely now there on his own. As soon as I walk over there, he goes over and he goes, no way Dad, I'm not going to do anymore, and I'm not going to dance, so we need to encourage him, alright? So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, do you want to see the sheep dance?
Yes!
Lenny, Harry, hit it! Here we go. Right, Harry, you're going to dance. What do you mean no? What do you mean no? See, this is all I get. He just tells me no. Come on. Yes, here we go. Lenny's already started. He's done it. Oh, Dougal's off. Here we go. Right then, here we go. Here we go, Lenny. Right then, Dougal. Down, up, up. One more. Yeah, and a big round of applause for him. Woo! Here we go. Right then, now Sam's off, see? He's coming out, he's thinking there's a couple of young fillies in the front row. I quite fancy them, here I'm looking cool. And then the end of the night progresses, look, he becomes completely uncoordinated, hasn't got a clue what he's doing, and he's starting to dribble. Yes, Good lad. Right, be it no, stop. No, be it no. Oh my life, Dave. See, I'm not entirely sure what to call it, but all I do know, I can't cope. Here's right, go back. Right then, Belinda's off. Look, there she is. Look, look at the leg extensions. Belinda, other foot. Good girl. There it is. Look at her go. That's it, Suze. Backwards, backwards, Suze. Good girl. Look. Oh, it's like river dance up here, isn't it? You know, there we go. Right, let's go down to the T-dog down the end. The box step has happened. Here we go. Right then, Terry. We want head side to side. If they clap loudly enough, you give me a kiss. All right? So start clapping now, ladies and gents. Here we go. Side to side. Here we go. Kiss in a minute. Kiss. Head side to side. Yeah, I know you prefer the other music. Ready? Head side to side. There, backwards, forwards. Head side to side. Good boy. And what about another one? Come on. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are the Sheep Show. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. You've been absolutely fantastic. We do like to say a big thank you to Massey Harper Feeds, who look after the nutritional needs of these sheep. We do collect for the Farming Community Network, which is a charity for farmers who are in crisis with their mental health. If you like what these guys have done, perhaps you like what I've done, got a couple of 2p's, pop them in the pot, which will be down here. Come down and see us, buy yourselves a pair of socks, save a sheep. Ladies and gents, from Shannon.
Modern breeds again, we've gone back to our commercial breeds.
The problem is if we don't, we can't go until next Saturday.
Yeah, just say.
So yeah. Oh, which one is it?
It's at the bottom of it, so I think you just reply.
I can't. Which one's it? That's why I said, can you not just say,
Right then, so
just put 8:30 Saturday would be great.
let's book it in, right?
Yeah.
Here, look.
Go on.
Sorry. They don't like to come over.